Okay, we have many topics in this unit. We start with section number 1 or lesson number 1, which is dealing with words related to the theme of invention, to the theme of technology, to the theme of science. In other words, we cannot speak about science and technology without knowing these words or without speaking about these lexical items. Okay, let's introduce our topic. We start with exercise number 1, which is a matching exercise. It consists in matching the words from A with their explanations in B. The words to explain are find out, create, ingenious, invent, carry on, fancy, genius, and innovate. All these words are related to the theme of science and technology. They are related to the theme of creative, inventive minds. Okay? Now let's start with word number 1. To find out. I give you the example of, for example, Christopher Columbus found out America. Now, what is the meaning of to find out? The past is found. Find out. This is the verb. And the past is found out. Now let's read the explanations. Create, design, make something new. You create something. For example, I create a mobile phone. It's something which has never been made before. Number 2, introduce changes and new ideas. 3, discover something either by chance or after study. 4, very clever and skillful. Someone who is very clever. Number 5, imagine. Number 6, produce or you make something new. Number 7, very great and rare natural ability or skill, especially in a particular area. And finally, explanation number 8, it's continue. Now let's start with the word find out. What is the meaning of find out? I gave you the example of Christopher Columbus, who found out America. It means Christopher Columbus discovered America. So find out means to discover something either by chance or after studies. Okay? Find out, the meaning of find out or the explanation of find out, it's to discover. So it's A3. You say to find out or to discover. Now you move to word number 2. What is the meaning of to create? You create something. I create a mobile phone. I create a device. It means do you get it, Marah? Yes? What is the meaning of to create? It means to produce or to make something new. Good. To produce or to create something new. Now C, ingenious. What about the meaning of the ingenious? It seems to be the opposite of genius, but in reality it's no. No, it's not the opposite of a genius, but someone who is ingenious, it's someone who is very, very clever and very skillful. Okay, it's very clever and very skillful. Okay, Marah, that's okay. Okay, someone who is ingenious, it's someone who is very clever and skillful. So you match C with 4. Very intelligent person. To invent, you invent something. It has the same meaning as to create. We say to create or to invent. يخترع. Okay? to create or to invent. What is the explanation of the word to invent? It's to create, to design, to make something new. You create something which didn't exist before. Yes, it has never been made before. So you match D with 1. Now carry on. You are doing something and I say, carry on, which means to continue, continue. You carry on discovering things, to carry on or to continue. To fancy, to fancy. What about the meaning of fancy? It means, for example, if you want to create something, if you want to invent something, before inventing it, you need to imagine it. Yes? Before the creation of something, we imagine it. So we say we imagine or we fancy. So you match fancy with imagine, which is number 5. Now we come to the expression or to the word genius, someone who is a genius. It resembles to the French word. What is the French word? It's génie. Yes? مرحبا بكم. Yes. Ranim, hi. Yusuf, hi. Okay, what about the meaning of a genius? I say it's like the French word, which means génie. Someone who is a genius, it can be someone who is very clever and very skillful, but normally a genius is someone who is very clever in a special area, in a special, for example, a person who has great and rare ability or skill, especially in a particular area. For example, you say, Yusuf is a genius in maths, yes? Or Ranin is a genius in literature, for example. That's a genius. A genius means very great and rare natural ability or skill, especially in a particular area. So G with 7. Now we come to the word innovate. You innovate. You do an innovation. What about the meaning of innovating things? It means to introduce changes and new ideas. So find out, it means to discover. Create and invent, they have the same meaning, which means create something, design something, you make something new. Next, you have fancy, imagine. You have ingenious and genius. They have nearly the same meaning. You speak about someone who is extremely intelligent, someone who is or who has rare natural ability or skill. So these words are related to the theme of science and technology, which is unit number 3. Okay? Now let's move to exercise number 2. Here we need to check our word formation. We need to give the adjective, the adverb, the noun, or the personal noun. Okay? Before starting with this, we need to explain first what is an adjective. Yes. When do you need an adjective? We start first with an adjective. Okay. When do you need an adjective? It's normally to describe a noun. So it should be before the noun. The adjective is always before the noun. So you find an adjective plus noun. For example, just a simple example, it's a big classroom. Big is the adjective and it should be before the noun. Okay? Now, how can we form an adjective? We have many ways. Okay, we start with number 1. An adjective can end. What are the suffixes of an adjective? It can end in if, like creative. It can end in ing, like something interesting. Let's give an example. Creative, boring, interesting, amazing. It can also end in ed, like boring and bored, exciting and excited. It can also end in full, like someone who is successful, helpful, beautiful. Yeah. Another suffix of an adjective, it's less. A person who doesn't have a home is a homeless person. A person who doesn't have a job is a jobless person. So we have if, ing, ed, full, less. Okay, some other suffixes, they are ent, for example. If you excel in something, so you are excellent. If you have intelligence, so you are intelligent. You can also have ant. A person who is very intelligent, we say he is a brilliant person. Brilliant. Okay, and we can find many other suffixes, like, for example, if you are from Japan, you are Japanese. If you are from China, you are Chinese. Chinese, Japanese. If you are from Tunisia, you are Tunisian. You can find AN. From Canada, you are Canadian. From Algeria, you are Algerian. You see, here we have many suffixes to form an adjective. Okay? Here we are dealing with the adjective. Now let's move to the second column, which is the adverb. Now, what is an adverb and what is the function of an adverb? It describes, the adjective is describing the verb. The adjective is describing the noun, and the adverb is describing, it describes the verb. Example, she speaks. Here we are not describing the girl or she, we are describing the action of speaking. She speaks slowly. She speaks fluently. She speaks quickly. This is an adverb. Now, how do we form an adverb? It's very simple. You just take the adjective plus ly. You get an adverb. Okay? If you take, for example, quick plus ly, you get quickly. Okay? B. Now, what about adjectives that end in L? For example, you have natural, logical, plus ly. So you get double ly, naturally, logically. So if the adjective is ending in L, you need also to add ly, and you get, or we will have double ly. Now we have another exception like that, or there is a change happening to the word to get an adverb. It's when you have an adjective ending in y, like for example, easy, easy. It's ending in y. Plus ly, but there is a small change. What is it? You change the y into I. So it becomes easily. That's concerning the second column. Now you move to the third column, which is the noun. B. Now, when you speak about nouns, you have two types of nouns. You have a general noun and you have personal noun. General noun and personal noun. Now let's start with the general noun. What is a general noun? The noun normally comes after an adjective and it's described by an adjective. So where will you place a noun? It's always after an adjective. Now, what about the suffixes? How do we get a noun? Okay, we have many ways. Nouns can end in ION, like, for example, information, situation, accommodation. Other suffixes like ness, example, happy and happiness. We can also find the suffix ment, like establish, establishment, encourage, encouragement. Okay, you can find other suffixes like, for example, hood. We have seen it previously. Hood, neighbor and neighborhood, brother and brotherhood. Another suffix is ship, like friends and friendship, partner and partnership, owner and ownership. You see, many examples. Here we are speaking about the general noun. The final column is personal nouns. Number 2, personal nouns. Now, how do we form the personal noun or the noun of the person? For example, you say, I teach, so I am a teacher. What do you add to the verb? Or what do you need to add to the verb? Plus er, like teacher, singer, player. Okay, you can have verb plus er. Sometimes it's ending in or, like, for example, donor, like actor. Or sometimes we can add the suffix ist, like psychologist, dentist, scientist, related to the theme of science. So it's scientist. So we get the noun of the person by adding er, or, ist. Good. So now let's go back to activity B. We need to check our word formation. Now, what is the adjective from the verb create? You create something, so your mind is creative. Now, what is the adverb? You add ly, it becomes creatively. What is the noun? Creation. Yes, good. Good, Ranin. Yes, the personal noun is a creator. So we have creative, creatively, creation, and creator. Good. Now let's move to the second verb, which is invent. You invent something, so your mind is inventive. To get the adverb, we add ly, so it becomes inventively. You keep the e. Inventive, it's ending in e, so keep it. Now, what is the noun from invent? It's a invention. And the person who invents, yes, Ranin, it's not inventor with er, but it's with or. So it's inventor. inventor. Like creator. Now you innovate something. So how will you describe your mind who innovates? You are innovative. You add ly to get an adverb. It's innovatively. The noun is innovation. Yeah. And the person who innovates, Ranin, is an innovator. Good. Now you continue. You describe something which is continuing. So something is continuous. You add ly to get an adverb. It becomes continuously. Okay, the noun is continuation. And we don't have a noun of the person. Now you use something. So something is, yes, Ranin, yes. Okay, we add always ly to get an adverb. That's the rule. You take the adjective plus ly. If the adjective is ending in L, so it becomes double L. Keep carefully. Yes. Okay, with some exceptions, Ranin. For example, good. ما نقولوش goodly. We don't say goodly, but it becomes well. It's an exception. Okay. Now to use, you use something. So something is, if you want to describe something that we can use. So it's useful. It's ending in L. You add ly to get an adverb. It becomes usefully. The noun is the use. It's the same as the verb, but there is a difference in pronunciation. To use, z, and the noun is the use. And the person who uses, good Ranin, it's a user. Now you discover something. So something is discovered. You add an ly, it becomes discoveredly. The noun is, no, it's not discoverly, but it's discoveredly, because you add ly to the adjective. We don't add ly to the verb, but ly to the adjective. Donc discovered, تولي discoveredly. Okay? The noun is, here it's a little bit difficult to say the discovery. It's the same, but with y. Discover, discovery, مش discoverment. Yes. Okay, the person who discovers, you add er, is a discoverer. The person is a discoverer. You design something. Yes. Something is designed, if you like. Yes. It is designed. The noun of the person who, or the noun, sorry, the noun. We don't have an adverb here. The noun is design. Design يصمم معناتها. التصميم. It's a design again. So design is the verb and design is the noun. And the person who designs clothes, for example, we say he is a fashion designer. Okay? Now, to devise. Here, pay attention. Devise. We don't have an adjective, no adverb, but we have the noun. What is the noun from devise? It's a device with C. Okay? It resembles to the word advice. We say to advise with an S, the verb. The noun is with a C, advice. Like this one, you say to devise. It means to create something. And the noun is a device with a C. مثلا, the mobile phone is a device. It's an electronic device. It's a machine. It's a gadget. Okay? The mobile is a device. Is an electronic device. With a C. Yes, good. So here we have checked our word formation. We have seen some adjectives, some adverbs, some nouns, some personal nouns. Behi. Now let's move to stage number 2, which is reading. Stage 2, the reading. Behi. Here we have a short text. It's very easy. Okay, we need to read it, and we put the words between brackets in the right tense or in the right form. Then you tell me what is the main idea of the text. What is the main idea? Now let's read the text together. Life today is remarkably, remarkably, it's an adverb, okay? Life today is remarkably changed compared to that of our forefathers. There is a difference between life today and life in the past. We take, for example, or for instance, new, invent in the home. Here you have new, which is an adjective. So automatically after an adjective, we need a noun. The pressure cooker, electric oven, microwave, and food processor, be so far a great boon to housewives. A great boon, it means they helped. They helped housewives. These machines, these gadgets at home, they help housewives. Take the example of microwave oven, the food processors, the oven, etc. Who find cooking and, we need to underline and, prepare meals very much easy now than in older days. You have than. Now, time save. Because electric cuts long hours of tedious work. The rice cooker is a real save time. And it's so simple to operate that a child of 10 can dish out perfect cooked rice. Life for housewives today is more relax. You have more. So you need to know what do you need after more. Let's start with number 1. Life today is remarkably changed. What do you have before remarkably is? So life today is changing. Why here you need the ing? Because you have verb to be plus verb ing. This tense is the present progressive. We use the present progressive when we have now or today or at the moment, okay? So if you have is, which is verb to be, what you need after it? It's an ing, علش, in order to get a tense that we call present perfect. Present progressive or present continuous. So change here, we need changing. Life today is changing. You have today, now, today, at the moment, currently. Life today is changing compared to that of our forefathers. Let's take an example. New. You have new, which is an adjective. After an adjective, you need adjective plus noun. After the adjective, you need a noun. What is the noun from invent? We have seen it in exercise B. Yes, good, Ranin. It's an invention. Good. New invention in the home, like pressure cooker, electric oven, microwave, and food processors. Pay attention here. We are speaking about a list of, you have many inventions. So it should include an S, or it should take an S. So we have many inventions. Next, number 3. The pressure cooker, electric oven, microwave, and food processors, be so far a great boon to housewives. What is the key word here? It's a so far. When you find the expression so far, معناتها up to now. Up to now. Or you find recently. Or you find just, yet, already, never, ever. For, since. All these expressions are an indication of the present perfect plus present perfect. Now, what is the present perfect? It's has or have plus past participle. And what you have here what do we have in our paragraph? It's the word so far. Okay? Since you have so far, so the verb to be should be in the present perfect. معناتها the electric oven, microwave, and food processor have been so far a great boon to housewives who find cooking and you have and here. So you keep the same parallelism, the same tense, the same structure, the same form. What do you have here? Who find cooking, an ing. So the second word should be preparing. Good. Preparing. And of course, we omit the E. Preparing. So those housewives who find cooking and preparing meals very much easy now than in older days. Okay, when you find the word than. So here you are speaking about the comparative. It should be, or we should use the comparative form. Now let's remember a little bit. What is the comparative form? A. If you are dealing with a short adjective, you say, for example, she is nice, but her sister is very nice. So you'll say, her sister is nicer than her. You find than, so automatically here we speak about the comparative. Nicer, bigger, shorter, taller. Here you speak about a short adjective. Now, what about the case if you have a long adjective? For example, you compare between two books, the English book, for example, is more expensive than the French book. More expensive than. You have than, so here we need the comparative. B. Now you pay attention to the adjective easy. It's a short adjective. Yes, Ranin, you say it's easier, but you pay attention, Ranin. Easy here, plus ER, you are right, but we need to change the Y. It becomes E. It becomes I, sorry. Yeah? So you cross it and you change it into IER. So it's easier than. Okay? Good, Rani. It's easier. So you say meals, preparing meals nowadays is very much easier than in older days. It's very much easier than older days. Now, time save. Is time the doer of the action? No. People save time. So time is save it. Time is saved because electric cuts long hours of tedious work. Electric here is an adjective and you need a noun. Electricity. Electricity cuts long hours of tedious work. Now we take other examples, other technological devices. The rice cooker is a real save time. So it's a time saver. It saves time, so it's a time saver. Time saver here, it's a compound noun. It's made up of two nouns. Time is a noun, saver is another noun. And it is so simple to operate that a child of 10 can dish out, which means you put food in a dish that can dish out perfect cooked rice. Here you are not describing the rice. So we don't need an adjective. We don't need perfect. But we need to use a word to describe the way of cooking the rice. This rice is cooked in a perfect way. So it's perfectly cooked rice. You need an adverb here. It's perfectly cooked rice. Life for housewives nowadays or today is more, you have more comfortable, more expensive. So you need an adjective. What is the adjective from to relax? Life today is more relaxing. Is more life is more relaxing. Okay? Okay, if you take the word relax now, relax, the verb relax. Okay, we can get two adjectives. Adjective number one, it's relaxed. And we can also find another adjective, which is relaxing. Now, what is the difference between both of them? In this case here, in this example, I have used the adjective relaxing, not relaxed, because there is a difference. There is a difference between relaxed and relaxing. You say, for example, life is relaxing and people are relaxed. So there is a difference between them. If you are describing something, so you need to use the ing form and you use the ed suffix in order to speak about the effect of something on you or on the person. For example, if you find that English is exciting, so you are excited. You see, there is a difference between them. And here we need relaxing. Let's take another example, including an ing or ed. English is exciting, an ing, and pupils are excited. You see the difference? Good. Now let's focus a little bit on the grammatical point. What is the grammatical focus of section number 1 of our unit?